Hello everyone, welcome back. I just started the video there, but for some reason it stopped, so I'll start it again. Basically, this is just the leftovers, the last larch I had from a pack, a bunch of bare root ones, and I just stuck it on this. It had no branch or anything, as far as I can remember. I just stuck it on the side of the statue just to give it some sort of a life. So what I'm doing now is I'm just going to give it a bit of a wiring, and I might drop the soil down a bit so that it starts to reveal some of the statue a bit. So first thing I'm going to do is wire up the tree. Did have some lower branches, but they were quite light, so I took them off, and they were all on this side, so I'm going to keep this as on my bottom branch. And I've got this one over this side, so I'm going to just keep going, wiring them up, and then we'll come and have a look at it. So yeah, I'm not too, it's not a great tree obviously, but we can hopefully turn it into something half decent in the future. This branch here is kind of getting a bit thick for up here, and it's directly above this one, but I'm going to have to keep it because I've nothing from here all the way down. But what I might do is get rid of the bulk of it. I just need to decide whether I want a branch going to the back or to the front. I do have this one at the back, so I could use this more as a front branch. Let's see, if I keep this one this way, maybe what I'll do is I'll work above it, and then we'll come back and I'll decide. So if I work on these other branches above, then I can see which branch, which way I want to keep it. Do I want to have it more forward or more back? So we'll wire up these other ones first. So I'll just pause the video while I'm doing some of the wiring, and at least I can open the door, let a bit of cool air in. Okay, so I changed my mind about wiring all the branches. I just wired this one, these bottom ones here, and then from here up then I didn't bother, I just clipped them back. I think I was going to try and do more clip and grow. I just wired these just to kind of bring them down a bit. But I'm not going to bother wiring all this lot up here. I don't think it warrants it yet. If ever, if I can do it by clip and grow, then I will. Okay, so what we'll do is get it out of this pot and see if I can just scrape back some of the top parts of the soil. So let's get the tray up. Fill it with roots, alright, there's plenty of roots in there. I'm going to try not to disturb the roots down here. I just want to try and basically lift the statue a bit. So we can just peel back some of this, get rid of some of these weeds anyway, it won't harm. Get rid of some of this off the top. Just to expose more of the statue and stuff. Very dry, it seems to be drying out very quickly. There's a couple of branches there that you can see are suffering a bit, so I might put it into a shallow tray just so it can hold a bit of moisture in there. statue, root off the tree. Okay, so let's got it down a bit anyway. If you just do it bit by bit like this, then you can start exposing the statue more and more. I think that will do for now. Don't want to go too crazy this time of the year with it. Okay, so what I'll do now is I'll just cut this pot down a bit. Let's have a look. Or will I? Maybe I'll leave the pot and then it'll give more room for the rain to fill, and then maybe it won't hold so much. It'll hold a bit more water. Just going to trim some of these roots off that are around the outside. Maybe like that, I put it back into the same pot. And at least we've exposed it more, but there's quite a dish there now for fill with water when we water it, because I think the water was running off in the rain and that, so it wasn't kind of filling, wasn't soaking the pot. But I think I still might put it into a shallow pot for a few days just to help it. But yeah, so that's it for that one. We'll go and grab another tree and see what else we got to do. Okay, since we're doing the root over statues, we might as well have a look at this one. Again, you can see it's growing pretty wild again. And so let's just give it a quick pruning back. It's really starting to take shape now over the statue the way I want it to. I had a kind of vision in my head of the shape I wanted it, and this is definitely getting there. So I'm just kind of doing a bit of a hedge pruning here, nothing too technical. Graft on another tree onto the side of this one, just to have an extra root on the back here to hold it onto the statue better. So I think that's doing okay now, the graft. But I won't go at it, we'll leave it for now. Chinese elm sure do grow fast in this weather. It's hot like this. You could literally be pruning these every week this time of the year. If you want it tight foliage like this, you have to kind of keep up with the pruning. Don't let it run off on you, because it just ends up with these big long branches. If you need to generate some health in the tree, if you see it's getting a bit weak, then yeah, you can leave the branches grow a bit. But as you can see with these, pruning them regularly doesn't seem to do any harm. They seem to thrive on it. Okay, let's have a look now. So slowly but surely I'm getting this branch out. I want to do it slowly so that it's ramifying as it goes. I don't want just a big long branch that I'm wiring or anything. So I keep pruning it and keeping it. Splitting into 2 branches and then keep it going until eventually it's growing out as a pad rather than as just a branch that's being bent. Takes a little bit longer, but I think does a better job. Okay, so that's looking pretty good. Now again, what I might do with it now, let's just see if I can lift it slightly. And let's just see. Problem with this pot is it's got a lip going all the way around. I think I might leave it for now. I'll leave it. I don't want it filling the pot to the stage where I have to cut it out. If I had another pot which was a bit better for it without this lip, I would maybe put it into it. Let me have a look. Okay, I can't actually find anything right now which would be better suited. So I want one really without this lip, because I don't want this packing in with roots that I have to cut it, and it could end up losing a branch end because I've cut off some, especially when you've got roots like this that are really close to the edge. So I gotta be careful with it. If you have a pot like this with a kind of lip on it, you always need to kind of keep your eye on it, because if I have to cut through there with a knife and I cut that root there, if I can't get the roots out from in there and I have to cut through and I end up severing this root off, then this could really be a disaster for it. Now I do have a shallower part, but it has a lip, but it is bigger, so the roots wouldn't be as close to the edge. You know what I mean? Let's have a look what we've got here. So I have this one, that's actually smaller than that one. I have this one. It doesn't have a lip on it, but whether it's deep enough, I think I'm going to leave it for now. It's still not at a stage where it's getting, and you can still get that out pretty easy there. So I think it's still okay for a little while. Yeah, but I just have to watch out. Like I said, I don't want to have to cut it out to this pot. Today. So we'll leave it for now, put it back on the bench, get rid of some of this liver water off the top, and next time I do a bit of work on it we'll have another look. If I was going to do it, I'd kind of rather do it now while we've still got some nice weather ahead. Don't want to be doing it the wrong time of the year. This is kind of the wrong time of year, but I think just to slip pot it out of this into a bigger pot wouldn't be a big deal, but till we get one we can't. Okay, so I'll put that one back out and we'll grab another one. Okay, next one is this dwarf ash tree. This, I had the tree and it was kind of had this funny twist on it, so I just chopped the top off, which was this, and thought I'd just grow the bottom, and the bottom didn't grow at all, and I just stuck this into a pot, even though it was a pretty thick, hefty cutting. But yeah, I put it into a pot, tied it down so it couldn't move, and it grew. Yet the other part of it, the base part, didn't grow. So it's obviously lending itself to a windswept because of the way it is. So that's why I'm going to kind of train it. I have a little bit of wire on this, a couple of these branches, just to kind of set them a bit. I think when I plant it, it will probably be planted more at that angle rather than back like this, and it will probably be planted on a rock or something like that. So I'm just kind of, if you like, planning ahead with it in that kind of shape or angle. So what I will do is, if you want to grow windswept, you need it to be, everything to be going that way. You don't want branches coming back on themselves. Wire here biting in. Actually wondering, this branch is actually going the wrong way, so I'm going to take the whole branch off. Yeah. This bottom branch here, I think that could probably come off as well. Don't think we want that one there. Take the whole thing off. And this one, do we want this one? maybe not. Maybe we take this one off as well. So it exposes the trunk a bit more. Like that. Now, I don't want to really go wiring the whole thing. So what I'm going to do is kind of clip it to branches facing that way. Take off these back branches. And hopefully then we can just get it growing that way without having to wire it all. Maybe let's just stick that in since it seems to grow well from cuttings. There's a bit of wire on this one, so we could possibly bring that one down. We've chopped the wire at this end, so this back branch here, definitely have to do with wiring that one round, so we'll just stick a bit of wire on that. Look at the one slightly heavier. Just probably do. Thin wire always ends up into a million pieces. Lock that up onto that branch there. Is it going to be strong enough? No, it's not strong enough. Go with the heavier stuff. You want to make sure it's got good control of the branch. If it's springy at all, then it's not really any good. Lock it up here. Oh, it's hot in here again. So this is a good case of always, if you have a cutting, no matter what size it is, stick it in. You never know. If I hadn't put this in, then I would have lost the tree completely. I didn't think for 1 minute this would actually grow. It was so thick, but it has. Okay, so that'll do with our back branch. Let it thicken up a bit before I trim it back. Again, we're just trying to take out the ones that are growing straight up or back on itself. So I'm going to be reduced back a bit, I think. Ones that are growing back this way, we'll get rid of them. Just keep it the windswept look. Like I said, this will probably end up one day on a rock or something, knowing me. Okay, so that kind of looks okay now. Looks pretty windswept. Not sure which will be the front. We'll decide that when we put that on the rock. But yeah, seems to be growing quite well, surviving good. So like I said, always, if you have cuttings, no matter, even if they're at 6, stick them in, because you never know what will survive and what won't. Okay, so I'll leave it there because it's getting pretty hot in here. We've done a couple there anyway, got some more work done. So yeah, we'll leave it there and we'll see you on the next one. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe and all that stuff.